Hey everybody, it's Kim, the Homeschooling Grammy. Today I'm going to do a flip through of Saxon Math 5-4. So if you're interested, stick around. We're going to get started. So as you can see, there are 3 books that come with this curriculum. So you get the solutions manual, you get the tests and worksheets, and then you get the textbook. And so everything that you need to do is explained here in this book. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open up and show you. We've already been working through this. Just give you an idea. So you start with the table of contents, and it tells you exactly what is in each lesson. And actually there are, let me tell you how many lessons there are in this curriculum to start with. There's 120 lessons. Plus there are investigations, and this is what investigation, I'm not sure what number investigation this is, but there are investigations throughout. I'll kind of just let you take a real quick glance to see what there is. And there's a letter from the author, the philosophy of Saxon, all of the components, the textbook, the tests and worksheets, the solutions manual, the program overview. So it starts out every day with a warm-up that takes 10 to 15 minutes. Then there's new concepts that take about 5 to 15 minutes for most lessons. Then there's another lesson practice, takes 5 to 10 minutes. And then there's the mixed practice, which can take up anywhere between 20 and 40 minutes. And then following every 10th lesson is an investigation. And there are 23 cumulative tests that are provided also with this. And then they also have a section up here where you can actually call to get help. If you need help implementing your homeschool program, you can call our parent support line, which is really, really nice. And here it gives you a list of materials. The following materials are used throughout Saxon Math 5-4. We suggest you acquire these materials before beginning the program. So you're going to need an inch-centimeter ruler. So you're going to need one that shows both customary and metric scales is preferred, a compass for drawing circles, and scissors. You may need like dollar bills, meter sticks, yardsticks, colored pencils, just as an example. But it gives you all of the different things that you will need for the lessons. And lesson 1 starts with review of addition and addition stories, missing add-ins, part 1. So I'm just going to give you a quick overview of what a lesson looks like. So you will start with the warm-up. And in this particular lesson, for lesson 1, it's facts practice 100 addition facts, test A. So then what you're going to do is you're going to grab your test and workbook, or worksheet. And I'm going to show you one that she's already done. Here is the first one that she did. So you have 100 problems. They're time tests. So you time the test. And then there's a recording sheet that you write down all of the stuff on. And I will show you what the recording sheet looks like. It is actually right in here. I have one. So right here is the recording sheet. So what you're going to put in is the time and then the number of correct answers. And that's how that works there. So you can keep track of what kind of progress that they're making. So that's the first part of each lesson. You're going to do the facts practice. Then there's mental math. And I really like this mental math. This has helped my granddaughter immensely. And it even teaches little tricks and tips on how to be more quickly, to do these problems more quickly in your head. And then they'll have like a third thing, and this one is patterns. But then they'll have a new concept, and this one is going to be review of addition. So it'll go through that, and then they'll give an example that you can do together with your student, and then another example. And then it'll go into more examples again. Depending on what they're learning will depend on how many examples there are. And then it goes into the lesson practice. So what this part of the lesson is you're practicing what you just learned. So this is something that I have Hope do on her own. Sometimes she'll be sitting next to me as she's doing them so that I can correct her if she's doing it wrong right off. That way I know where she needs help. And then is the mixed practice. So in the mixed practice, what's wonderful about the mixed practice, so not only are you going to have stuff that you just learned in this lesson, but as you progress through the curriculum, it is also going to pull from previous lessons. So it's always going to be spiraling, constantly spirals. So I'm going to give you an example. Let me move up. Actually, I move up here. So we're on lesson 39. Let me give you an example. So for lesson 39 this week, we are going to be reading an inch scale to the nearest fourth. So for the warm-up, it's going to be facts practice. So she's doing multiplication facts, 2s, 5s, 9s, and squares. And then it says test E. So you're going to go ahead and you're going to go into your test and worksheet. You're going to grab, it'll say right on the top, actually. I can actually show you. It'll tell you right on the top of the lesson which one to do. So here we go. So here's the facts practice for lesson. What is this lesson? Lesson 39. So for lesson 39, here we go. Lesson 39, facts sheet E, multiplication facts 2s, 5s, and 9s to use with lesson 39. So it tells you right on there. It's so simple to do. So she's going to go ahead and she's going to do that. Then we are going to do these mental math questions together. And these ones is going to be add 99 cents or 98 cents or 95 cents to another amount of money. Add $1, then subtract a penny, 2 cents, or 5 cents. And then there'll be review of previous mental math. And then there'll be a problem solving question to do as well. It moves into the new concept. Then it moves into the lesson practice. So it gives her practice, draw a picture that shows that 2/4 equals 1/2. Name each point marked by an arrow on this inch square. And then measure the length and width of your notebook paper. And then it moves on to the mixed practice. Now, I'm going to tell you there's lots of people because there's like 27 questions. Which when we first started this, I thought, boy, that sounds like a lot. So I was having her do every other problem at first. But what I was finding is it just wasn't working for her. She needs the practice. Unfortunately for her, she needs the practice. Because she does much better when she has the practice. She retains the information better. But as you will see, as you're going through this mixed practice, like problem number 1, you can go back. It's actually from lesson 31. So if they don't remember how to do that type of problem, they can go back. So each question will actually give the lesson number that this particular kind of problem was introduced. I mean, like lesson 27, you know, this one was on investigation number 2. So it's so awesome. This was from lesson number 3, actually. So you can see it goes way, way back and it's just amazing. So the solutions manual is just pretty self-explanatory. It gives the answers on every single problem that is in the lessons and the investigations, in the fact practice test, and in the actual test. So everything that you need, the answer is in this book. Okay, so here's the tests and worksheets book that comes with the curriculum. And so I'm just going to quickly show you. It actually tells you which page number for each lesson, tells you when the tests are. So like after lesson 10 is a test, after lesson 15 there's a test. It has an introduction. It says, it gives you information about the facts practice test, about the activity sheets, about the recording forms. Facts practice tests and activity sheets goes into more depth. And then it gets right into the facts practice test. And like you see, sometimes they'll have like dollar bills. I didn't cut these out because we have money, Melissa and Doug money, so we just use that. So I didn't bother to go through and cut out all of this stuff. But yeah, so it goes through all of here, as you can see, all kinds of practice, addition, subtraction, multiplication. There's a centimeter grid when you get into area and perimeter, which is really neat, as you can see here. So it just keeps right on going all the way through, like cone patterns, coordinate grids. So everything that you're going to need is in here. So then in the very back, you also are going to have your tests. A test should be given after every 5th lesson, beginning after lesson 10. The testing schedule is explained in greater detail on the back of this page. On test days, allow 5 minutes for your student to take the facts practice test indicated at the top of the test. Then administer the cumulative test specified by the testing schedule. You might wish also to provide your student with a photocopy of recording form E, and this form is designed to provide an organized space for your student to show his or her work. So here is the testing schedule. And we have actually done 6 tests. So the next test will be test number 7. So what I do, as you can see, there's not really a whole lot of room to write in this on the test. So there's 20 questions to every test, but I give her lined paper. And so she goes through and does each of these problems on lined paper. And then I staple this test to the paper where she actually took her test on. So it just makes it easier. So now you have your recording forms. There's a recording form A, facts practice, B, lesson worksheets, C, mixed practice solutions, D, scorecard, E, test solutions. So I don't use any of these except for the facts practice. This is the only recording form that I've been using, but I'm going to show you all the others because I just put her test grade right in my teacher planner. But here's like the lesson worksheet, warm up, review, instruction. So she could actually write down, you know, the test, the time, the score, the mental math. Like you could actually use these forms if you wanted to. Here's ones for letter C, mixed practice solutions. Letter D, scorecard. The date, the lesson or test, the score, so you can keep track of all of the tests or lessons if you want. So it's really nice. So you have all kinds of options if you would like to. Hey everyone, there you have it, the flip through of Saxon 5.4. I hope that this video was a blessing to you. I tried to show you a little bit of how we are using the program ourselves. I think it's just one of those things that my granddaughter is just not a big fan of math, but I do like how it spirals and it goes way back. It just doesn't go back a lesson or two. It brings up stuff from the very beginning and it keeps coming back so that she doesn't forget that material, and that is really important for her. So if you have a child that has a hard time retaining math, this might be the program for you. And like I said, we started at the beginning. We were doing like every other problem. And then I was finding, you know what, that's probably not a good idea for her. And then I was picking and choosing the problems and still not doing them all. And finally I was like, you know what, it's just better if we do them like the curriculum says. Sometimes you do have to do what it says. Sometimes you can do your own thing. So anyways, God bless, take care, and I'll talk to you in the next video.